smoking, and drinking are of course injurious, but we promise this conversation will surely make you curious.
Hi, hello, namaste to all the beautiful and awesome people out there. You're tuned to Coffee and Convo, where the conversations get alive.
Yeah, guys, before starting today's conversation, we would like to thank all our audience for such a great support. Keep showing your love. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Comment your thoughts. Share your views and opinions on this. And please check out our Instagram page. Let's build a bigger community together.
Isn't it true that life is something like roller skating? We balance, we overcome hurdles, we accelerate, we break, and finally we win. So, today we have invited our special guest, the pride of our country, a world champion in roller skating and an artistically amazing personality, Mr. Arun Kumar Raidu, with us at Coffee and Convo. But before welcoming him, I'm Vidya.
And I'm Yash. Let the talks begin.
Coffee and Convo, where the conversations get alive.
Welcome, Arun. It feels so proud to introduce you on our space, and we are very thankful for you for accepting our invite. It's a matter of pride for all of us. And yes, guys, if you just started watching this convo, just take a moment and search Arun Kumar Raidu on Google. It says all. But well, I'm hyper excited and I want to start with a few. Arun is from Vishakhapatnam and he is ranked Asian number 2 in senior category and world number 5 in under 19 category. He is 15 times national champion and 3 times All India University champion. And also many more are coming up. So guys, this convo is going to be amazing. So stay tuned and a grand salute to our champion, Mr. Arun Kumar. Arun, we are eagerly waiting to hear from you.
Thank you so much, guys, for such a warm welcome and for those kind words. Thank you so much. And even I'm excited and looking forward to it, having a good conversation with you guys.
Yeah, same here, Arun. So, Arun, before we begin things, I will quickly brief you about the session. So, we have two elements in our session. First part is the main questions part where we aim to learn everything about you. And the second part is all about fun and it's our all-time favorite rapid fire round. So, it's as simple as it. Shall we begin the session now?
Yes, let's go.
Yeah. So let's start with very basic question, Arun. So how did it all start? Why only roller skating fascinated you?
Well, I started when I was 3 years old, so I didn't know what was skating back then, and also I didn't know there were other sports as well.
Yeah.
So it all started when I saw some people skating on the road, and I didn't even know there was skates or something. I just thought that they had something under their legs and they're going at very high speed. So I just cried and I just asked my mom that I want to join. I know not to join. I said I wanted those things what they had. Then she's like, then she went and she joined me in an academy. And one more reason why she joined me was one thing was I asked, and secondly I had got asthma from birth as a heredity from my grandma, and the doctor has suggested my mom that that I should be doing some physical activity. He has told my mom to make me join in any sport so that it will increase my lung capacity. So mom was like, anyways, doctor said like that, and also even he's interested into it. So she joined like that. Then I learned it very fast. Like the coach was also very impressed, and he said that he's learning it very fast. So let's get the professional skates and let's make him, go into the competitions and all that. Then he got the skates and all that. Then first district gold and first state gold and first national gold. So yeah, it all started like that. we didn't know that it's gonna be coming this long way and all that. So it's a beautiful journey.
Okay, so just an activity suggested by doctor led to championships. That's quite a
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so can you tell us more about your childhood and education, Arun?
Right now I just done with my BTech mechanical engineering.
Okay.
And I done my schooling in DePaul school, and from first to eighth. Then in the 9th and 10th I've done it in Dr. KKR Gautam school.
Okay.
and I did my 11th and 12th in Sri Venkateshwara college. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I did my BTech in Vignan Institute of Information Technology in mechanical branch.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my education.
Okay. So can you tell us more about how steel plant affected your life?
Yeah, steel plant has affected me in very good way. I mean, in a very big way, because the rink I train is built by steel plant, and it's one of the biggest rinks in India. And steel plant has spent almost more than 1 crore for the infrastructure of that. And we have got the best infrastructure in rink wise in India, which is there in steel, one of the best rinks. So, and steel plant has been helpful to me in every way, like whatever, whenever we go for any championship, and when we come back, they're the first ones to call us for a felicitation, and they felicitate us. And even the steel plant gives me uh, incentives every year. Like if whenever I get any national medal, Kannal Bhaskar, yeah, so I get the incentives for the national medal, and also whenever I participate, I just get the incentives from steel plant. So it's very helpful, and I'm very thankful to the steel plant management for giving us the best infrastructure, and the steel plant sports department for giving us a good support and the best support.
Okay.
So yeah, that's really supportive, because it's all the support of the authorities that make us excel in the fields that we are dreaming of. So that's very nice.
Yeah.
And
we are very
also
happy
the
that
environment, yeah, and also the environment we steel plant, like we live in steel plant, is very too peaceful and very good actually, like so much of greenery and all that. So, and the school and everything, nobody, like normally if you see in cities, there won't be any school with this much of big space, like with big grounds and all that, with this much facilities and all that. But if you see every school in steel plant, it has got a very big ground, and it's at a very huge everything has a huge campus. So
yeah, I agree with it completely.
So thankful to steel plant management. Yeah.
So yeah, Arun, I got something for you. So it's a question like when you got something to prove, there is nothing greater than a challenge. So yeah, athletics is definitely challenging. Like, what are the qualities which are required to be a good athlete?
Firstly, I would say discipline, because discipline is what makes you a good person. Firstly, more than a sports person, like you have to be a first good human being, and for that, discipline first, and the patience, because you need patience to get results, because all the results which you get in very short time are very short lived, and because you have to look for the long term results, because they are the ones which are going to stay for a long time. So if you want to see the good results, and they're going to take time, so they're long term results, so you need patience for that. And yeah, firstly, hard work and hustling. Yeah, so these are the things which, and character, and the never give up attitude. So all these things make up an athlete, because we fail every day. Like, just because we won today doesn't mean that we will again win tomorrow. We may lose tomorrow. Yeah, and we again, just because we lost today doesn't mean that we will lose again tomorrow. We'll win tomorrow. It's just that may the best man that day win. So if I'm doing my best that day, I'll be the winner. Even though sometimes if I do my best and my competitor gives more best than me, he'll be the winner. It's all about like training how to be the best, and be the best and perform the best, and leaving the result up to the destiny. And because the result is not there in your hand, so controlling the things which are not in your control, which are beyond your control, is not at all happening, and it's useless. So you have to control the things which are under your control, like the practice you do and the sacrifices you do for that, and also your performance. So you have to work hard, perform good, and just hope for the best. That's it.
Wow, that's a
Exactly.
wow answer actually. So all these physical activities will actually do make you mentally strong as well.
Yes, I agree totally to that, because I feel that mental health is more important than physical health, because sometimes we see doctors saying that it's a miracle that he has lived, even though the chances of him, it's all because it's there in here, the will. He has got that will to live, even though he's in a coma for these many years and all that, but still has got that will. So, and some people, even though they're physically good and all that, if they don't have any inner peace here, they'll get all kinds of diseases. They don't have, like, they get headaches, they get everything also. But so it's good to have mental health, like, peace of mind and everything. So if you have good mental health, if you got good inner peace, then you can beat anything. And I prefer mental health more than physical health, because no matter how ill you are, that okay, no, nothing has happened to me, I'm gonna be fine. That thing will make you recover very soon.
Very
That
well said.
willpower.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
Exactly. That balance need to be maintained. Without that, we
Exactly.
can't sustain that kind of like what the output we are giving. So that would be affected. So really, truly said by Arun.
Yeah. Okay, so here comes my next question, Arun. Being a sportsman actually turns you a traveler, isn't it? So attending all those sports meets or competitions at various places. So where do you like performing the most, Arun?
That is one good part of being an athlete. Like, you tend to travel to many places and explore many places. And I love exploring personally. Also, I love exploring and traveling to many places. Even you guys love it. Who doesn't love traveling? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I love. So that is one good thing of being an athlete. You tend to travel and meet different kinds of people, listen to their stories, listen to their experiences, because listening to what others people have gone through, there's because each of them has got their own story. Yeah, so listening to their stories and the experiences and all that, so you tend to rise up in life knowing those experiences and those, and implementing those in your life, taking the good from others will help you a lot. And yeah, there are many places which I love to perform, but I would say Chandigarh is my heart. Like, it's a very beautiful city and one of my favorite city. And also that is a place where I've been performing my national championship. Most of the time our national championship has been held in Chandigarh, and all the time I've been performing good over there. And yeah, so it has got a special place in my heart, Chandigarh, right from my childhood even now.
Okay.
So even last year our national championship has been held in Chandigarh, and now again next year month in December, again luckily it's happening again in Chandigarh. So
Okay.
hopefully my good record over there continues. Fingers crossed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. So
the lucky charm, you would say, right?
Yeah.
So we can already expect another medal there.
Yeah, already.
Hopefully.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so in which aspects do other countries differ from India in training and infrastructure facilities, Arun?
That is like a very good question, because that is what we guys lack now at the moment, because we don't have any one indoor wooden rink as of now in India, because that is very important, because all the places where we compete internationally are indoor rinks, and also they are wooden rings. Wooden rings are very smooth and they've got a different and whereas we train over here in India in cement floor on the tiles flooring. Yeah. So this is rough flooring, that is smooth, and we use different kinds of wheel for different floors. So we use one kind of wheels for this rough floors, and we use another kind of wheels for the smooth floors. And the technique, most of the majority of the technique will be the same, but we have to change a bit. It's very small changes we have to make when you're skating over here and when skating over there. And also, and one more disadvantage we have got is that our international championship mostly are held in the months of September, October, those 3 months, that which is like the exact monsoon time for us in Andhra and in our India.
Yeah.
So, and just because we don't have an indoor rings and we can skate when it rains,
Yeah.
so we lose the prime time, like the prime training time where we have to train hard. We lose that time. So we tend to go to some function halls or tend to go to some indoor ring, but it won't be that comfortable, but we have to manage, because something is better than nothing. So we manage something, even though we don't have the proper infrastructure proper and all that, but still we are able to get medals for the country. But if you have got a more good infrastructure and more good facilities over here, hopefully many more skaters will come and many will give many more medals for the country.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah. So apart from that wooden floor, is there anything that you would like to implement in India?
I would say the professionalism, because over there in abroad it's very different. Like, an athlete life is very different compared to, because here we need to study, we need to balance our academics, we need to balance everything and all. But over there, once they're into sport, they're completely into sport. They give almost all of the time into sports. But here it's not like that. We have to distribute our time to sports, to academics, to our career, jobs, and all that. So that would should change in India, because so if that changes, then people in India will also give more time to skating, and they give more many number of hours training to skating. So they'll become more good and better, and they'll be able to perform more good in the international stage. So
definitely, we hope this change comes very as soon as possible, and we can see many more skaters.
It has started in India. It has started in India, so it's a good start, but long way to go.
Yeah, definitely.
And that would be bringing us more medals, because I think
True.
the sports aspect is now taken seriously nowadays, and it's definitely something worth changing. So yeah, Arun.
True.
So Arun, I wanted to ask something. So like as it is said by Michael Jordan himself, talent wins games, but teamwork wins championships. Even a good gamer needs a perfect partner. So tell us something about Farheen Sheikh, your partner in skating. What was your bonding, your partnership in this long 10 years of journey? How was the bonding with you?
Coming to Farheen, like, she's the best pace skating partner I got. And also, like, she's the third pace skater, and I've skated with other two people before we started doing it together, and we have been doing it together now for 12 years. So it's a very long journey.
Quite long,
So yeah, it's quite long, and we share a very good bond with each other, and and the trust she has got in me, that is I can't say in words, because the trust, because we do lifts and all that, where she goes up in the air and all that. So she should have the trust to go over there, and she trusts me more than I trust myself. So she will be like, no, if you're trying any new things, then I'll be like, is it be fine? Are you gonna be fine? Is this, like, I think this is dangerous or something like that. And she's the one who pushes us, saying that it's gonna be fine, I'm gonna be fine, and we'll do it. And she's the one who pushes me and all that. And yeah, and their family is also very supportive. Her mom, dad, and her sisters and all that, they were right from the childhood when we started. They're the one who used to come with her and train her, teach us, like, from the costumes we make. They used to design the costumes and all that, and also the choreography and everything. So like that, we have become like a family now. Like, we started just like a skating partners who skate together. From there, we have become family now. So what else you need from a partner? So she understands me and I understand her, and we do fight sometimes, because we have this healthy arguments and healthy fights as well, debates, and because we both have the same goal in mind, but the way to reach it is different. Like, I think in one way and she thinks in one way. So it's the healthy conversation we have to choose, like, which way to go and how to do it. And we talk with each other and say, like, what is wrong with you and what is wrong with me, and how are you doing it right, and how am I doing wrong, and all that. So we discuss and everything, then we come to the conclusion, and we get the final goal, which is the main goal for both of us. So it's like, she's the best one I got.
Yeah,
that's definitely, yeah. So yeah, Arun, like as you said, as the partner, the coach also plays a very significant role. The coach is the one who actually molds you into something bigger. So would you like to address something about him?
Coming to the coach, yeah, again, I have got the best coach. His name is Pawan Kumar, and he himself is an international participant and a national champion. And he had tried so hard for getting international medal, but sadly he couldn't do, because back then in 1990s, he didn't have the proper infrastructure and proper equipment to be in par with the international level, even though he has got the talent. So unfortunately, he hasn't got, but he's been a national champion for multiple years consecutively. So I'm very proud of his achievements and all that. And that was his dream, actually, to win the medal for India. And hopefully we have got that done for him. And more than a coach, we have got like elder brother, even though he's very old to me, but we have got that good rapport. Like, we talk everything from common life to skating and everything. We talk about all our aspects of life, and he guides me in everything and all that. And he's a very good gentleman as well. So he's never like like knows what to do when, and he knows better than me, because the things what I could plan for myself, he's the one who's planning even for me and all that, which I have to do it for myself personally, the things which I should do for myself, he only does it for me also. So yeah, I got the best parents, best coach, best partner. Maybe that's the reason why I got best in all these things. This is small results, small things add up to big results. Maybe that is why I'm getting all these medals and I'm here doing this interview and all that. So yeah, I'm so grateful for all of them I got in my life, all my friends and everyone.
And even you put
Family and
your
all
best
that.
efforts to achieve all those and make use of everything else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, okay. So now my next question, and this is the most important question. I really want to know this. So, facing all the crowd in stadiums and among those cheers, and it's a lot of pressure. I can really relate to it. So, what actually runs in your mind before you perform?
That is like common for any of us. Like, take the world champion or take me. I've done some hundreds of programs and competitions till now in my life, in my 19 years of career. But still, whenever I go into the competition area and just warm up before, I still get butterflies in my stomach. So even now I feel tense, because that is common, because all these years and all these days, months, you train to be the best in the competition. So that anxiousness will be there, because you never know what happens. So that confusion, like, will I do the best or not? How will it go and all that?
Yeah.
So until the program starts, we all have it. And once the program starts and once we get going and all that, it slowly goes off and we get into the program. But right before the competition, every time it's the same. Yeah, we talk to each other. I and Farim, we talk to each other and we just say good words among each other, like we're gonna do it and all that. So it's gonna help us. And we also talk with our parents and with my coach, who's gonna be standing there, and they also be like, "Don't worry, just give out your best. Don't." But yeah, every time we have the same butterflies in our stomach, and every time it's the same thing. Even though no matter how many competitions we do, we'll still feel the tense feeling and all that. And coming to the crowd and everything, yeah, there are some people who encourage and there are some people who do boo as well, because that's why some audience come whenever we perform in some parks or something in competition. Some people who doesn't know any of the technicality of the game or something, they come, and whenever if they see anyone fall, they'll start laughing and they'll start clapping us in sarcastic way, and they start saying boo and all that. But as an athlete, you should keep your mind only to your program, because which is important and not. So you should filter all those things and you should only focus. And when we doing the program, we, for me at least, and for most of the skaters also, that is how we do the program, because we can't keep our focus in different areas. We have to, firstly, our game needs so much of focus, because the program, when we do the music, every second we have got some choreography or some element. So we have to keep mind in every second, like this second I have to do this second I have to do this. So every second is pre-planned, program structured in that way. So we need to focus on that, and also we need to focus on the elements of it. So when we got all these things in mind, we just don't, even though we want to, that crowd this thing doesn't come into our mind. So yeah.
Okay, so now regarding this competition only, so describe your first achievement or first winning moment, your first achievement.
First, I achieved when I was 6 to 8, while I was the age group 6 to 8. So I hardly remember anything. So yeah, I don't remember anything of my first achievement.
Okay, okay. So describe that championship winning moment.
So coming to the Asian Championship, I got silver medal and ranked Asian number 2 back in 2018 in Asian Championship held in South Korea. So yeah, that was the best moment, I would say, because you're standing on the podium with a medal in your hand and one hand on your heart, and you can see the national flag raising high, and you knowing the reason that you are the reason for that flag raising high. So yeah, so that gives me tears in my eyes, and even now as if I get goosebumps. So that's a very beautiful. And when you see that all the efforts, all the hard work, and all the sacrifice you have made till that time, they'll be gone. You'll just remember that moment and you'll just live in that moment. So yeah, that is the best moment, not only for me, for ask any athlete, that he will be say that that is the best moment, standing on the podium and seeing our national flag rise high.
So
And
that's proud.
yeah,
Proud
I
moment.
heartfully wish many more moments like that.
Thank you
Definitely.
so much.
Yeah. Yes.
So yeah, Arun. Yeah. So Arun, actually, it's injuries are all the part of the game. Everyone has that injuries. They need to overcome that. But sometimes these injuries can become a hurdle in our game. We have also heard that you had a major shoulder injury where you couldn't like participate or like you couldn't be a part of that game or championship. So how do you overcome this kind of situations, and how do you motivate yourself to like be back on track?
Coming to the injuries, got good couple of injuries, major ones that too. I got both of my shoulders dislocated. I got my first right shoulder dislocated and left leg. It's coming completely out of the joint. It's completely come out of the joint. It's completely dislocated. So I got my right first and then left as well. And also before that, I got a ligament tear in my right knee and a fracture in my wrist hand. So it's all part and parcel of the game, the injuries. But the recovery part, the rehabilitation, the recovery part is like the toughest part. Even I was victim of that because I couldn't do anything. I should just lay down on bed and doing nothing. And me being a very hyperactive person, I need to go around, jump around, and walk around, and everything. So, and also missing the thing that you love the most. You can't skate. So, and even so, it has got me more anxious, and I would say that would be the lowest point of my life because getting an injury and getting back is very tough because you lose all the strength, you lose all the form and everything. So you get back to zero back again, and you lose everything you've done till that time. So again, you have to start because that injury hand, you'll be resting and all that. So you can't be doing anything. So the muscle will lose its strength, and also the movement is restricted. So you can't even move a hand just like how a normal person does. So firstly, we have to go to the physiotherapy and get the normal movement done, and again hit the gym and again get the previous handstand back again. And again, when you do that, there'll be a muscle imbalance, which you call as muscle imbalance, because the right one will be get strong because we are mostly concentrating on the right one. The left one will become weak. Again, we have to work on that imbalance and everything. So that recovery, this thing is like the toughest part, and for an athlete, it's a nightmare. And the motivation I have got is like I used to keep writing, like I used to keep counting the days when I'll get back to wheels and when and it was very tough time for me and also tough time for any athlete because it's like one of the toughest times coming out of the injury and all that. So you have to have good willpower and also good mental strength that that it's going to be, this is just a temporary thing and I'm going to be back to form again. And that hunger to get back into form and to come back stronger, that is what we need and what I did also. So that has helped me a lot. So I used to write like how many days are more left to get back into the skating and how many days are more I have to take rest, and I should do small physiotherapy exercises, and I used to do it for more longer time so that I'll get better and all that. And patience, again, you need patience because all these major injuries take a hell lot of time and it's going to be very tough.
Yeah, so hope, willpower, patience, that's the key then. Okay.
And I really appreciate like how you like overcome all those challenges, because being a person of such a great activeness is something very much
very tough to handle. But
very tough to handle.
You pulled it quite.
It's just that you should get the motivation from the thing, like I should get well soon, I should recover soon and nicely. Not that soon, actually, let's say soon and nicely, because it's not the time factor, it's about the quality, like how good you recover. So that is more important. So you need to recover, you need to do all the basic things correctly, like whatever the doctor suggested you, and keep waiting for your time, and very soon it's going to be over. I used to keep myself telling that it's just temporary, it's going to be fine, you're going to be back, it's just temporary, because nothing is permanent. Even the bad times and even the good times, everything is going to be end at one point of time.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was really, really inspiring, Arun. Yeah, that's very well said, and that's very true actually. Nothing is permanent, everything is temporary. Yeah. Okay, so now that's the first round. So we finished the first round successfully.